Oh, we are back with another RTSL game. We're playing Baldur the Wise. I don't know enough about Dungeons and Dragons to confirm if Baldur is indeed wise or not, but we're playing them. Importantly, let's say hello. Uh, so it's been a while since I've been online, but I got to have a couple of great games with Wisebar on the weekend, so playing over an actual physical board. So in this opening hand, we've got two options really. We've got the choice of containment or captured Nazi. I think I like Captured Nazi. It's good just to get the space thing off, keep our ops. We need to keep a 3 up for blockade anyway. We've got a 4 up card in our hand. All those things combine to mean. So yeah, we'll open 442. We'll drop Captured Nazi. We'll see if we survive the opening coup and go from there. Let's just quickly plug my hand in. Got that, and we got that, and we got that. So at least we know we're not going to get socialist governments stid out of Italy. 333. That's an interesting setup. I mean, we could go 433, but I just don't want to give up Italy that easily. And we've got a counter coup card, so 442 is fine. But don't break the habit of a lifetime. Captured Nazi is the one for me. And we will see what else happens. We've got US Japan, Containment, Suez, Special 5-year plan. And those are our 7 cards. Yep, cool. Alright, so I am expecting. What am I expecting? If they've got defectors. Oh, just Europe scoring. Drop it, go. Okay, so I'm expecting an opening coup on Iran here. And we'll hope ours is up to snuff. I'm inclined to play Fidel, because we'll still have a space card anyway. And we don't want them to drop CIA if we can avoid it. I think I want to make sure they have at least one target. If they play D-Collar D-Star, we'll change our tune, of course. But will this whiff or hit? It doesn't do strong stuff. All right, let's use special relationship to repair Iran and move on Malaysia. And then if they coup Iran again, and they do hit, we'll counter coup. Formosa now triggered. So that's worth thinking about. Asia scoring still in the deck. Influence, you say? Just leveling up the Middle East. That's sensible. But I'm gonna use 5-year plan. I'm gonna tap Iraq. And I'll pop another one in Panama here, with Europe having scored. And with us holding Suez and Arab-Israeli war gone. It'll be interesting to see how they reply to this. Will they take the coup on Iran? Will they tap Iran? If they do that, that gives them the last coup, which isn't shabby. Or will they just refill Iraq? No, they've got the ops for it. Okay, we are gonna We're going to make them have a coup on Pakistan with the China card, if they want it. With 5-year plan gone, we don't have the Defcon suicide trick before turn 3 anyway. But if they're willing to give us the China card, I'm still willing to event Fidel and put them under some amount of pressure. And if they coup Iran here, we can just counter coup. I think what we're really hoping to avoid is this. They couped with it. That's lucky for us. Interesting. Okay. We will do that. And although that gives them one last coup, it gives us Asia domination. And we can still move on Egypt or Jordan. With Europe scored as well, we could event Suez after playing into Egypt and Lebanon. I think we're lucky to see Indo-Pakistani war there, used in that way. Although, of course, you know, the coup wasn't a 5 or a 6, so they wouldn't have flipped Pakistan if they'd invented it, and that die had prevailed. So I don't think they'll feel too upset about it. So yeah. Fairly gentle weather the storm at the moment. If they don't coup Iran, we'll probably drop one on Iraq to get our mill-ops. It'll be interesting to see if they fill Korea here. Getting nervous about Asia. If they jam Pakistan with the China card, we'll just refill Pakistan with Fidel and move on. Oh, D-star for influence. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I mean, as you know, we're in the bottom of Rutzel, so yeah. I mean, there'll be some lessons to learn out of this for sure. But using D-style for ops is pretty criminal. Certainly don't wish it on them. So do they have Middle East scoring is the question. If they don't, and they don't coup Iran, we could go Suez, 2 Egypt, 1 Lebanon, and see if we could dominate Middle East in the headline. Interesting, very interesting. Moving to the middle regions after not using D-style for ops is a little conflicted. I think I quite like Suez here. So if we get Middle East scoring and fade NASA, we're giving up 3 mil-ops here, but we don't have a decent coup card anyway. It's not ideal, but we're in decent shape here, I think. Defcon will be going up to 4, so I'll have to think about how that works with Asia. We've got some amount of headroom. Interesting turn 1. That's what we like. Like a bit of interest. Okay. We got Middle East scoring and we got NASA. So the question is whether we drop duck and cover. I don't think we do. I think we let them have the coup and deal with it. We get Middle East scoring off here comfortably. Although getting purged here is really bad, isn't it? Getting purged here is a disaster with blockade. So maybe we defect the opening headline. and play it super safe. Duck and cover, defectors, Reds to go. And that's oof. Yeah, maybe it's defectors here. What are they likely to headline? Blockade isn't the end of the world. Ruin Education, Cambridge 5. Cambridge 5 isn't great. Decol's not good. The worst thing we'll see is Asia scoring. Purge is really bad. Let's defect. Yes! We got him. That is pretty huge for us. But they are now going to get a coup off. And wherever they coup is going to be damaging to our case. Oh, well, that's a great result for us. We pitch socialist governments, and then we can drop Middle East scoring for domination. NATO's a free 4-op coup. Marshall Plan obviously isn't. If we see Korean War go, we could spec on Korea. I quite like Event and Repair de Gaulle with Truman still out. Knowing we have to play all our cards now. But yeah, only the Thailand coup feels really bad here. Decol still in the deck. Need to watch out for that. Here we go. Deep breath. Oh, they went for that one. Okay, we will retake Pakistan with enough oomph that they can't flip it with the China card. Very interesting. They got reasonably lucky to avoid us having East European unrest and Truman here. Could have done a lot of damage in non-overprotected European battlegrounds. But anyway, I'm content with how things are progressing for the moment. They're having another one. Deep breath. Ooh, a fascinating place to coup, but it's worked out really well for them. Boy, howdy. Okay, well, nice one. We are going to resolve de Gaulle first, and then put 3 into France. So we need to overprotect Thailand against Decol at some point. So Truman Doctrine's really bad for them. Marshall Plan's not great for them. NATO's currently very playable. If they give us the China card, it's not as bad as it could be, certainly. So are you going to fight for France? No. Okay. In which case, we will... pop one in India. If they level up, if they take Korea, we can put 2 in India. And then AR6. If they've got Asia scoring, they're giving it up. And if not, the Pakistan war is harder, but India's attractive. Still have to watch out for decol, etc. Okay. If we take that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. I think we will overprotect it. What a weird turn again. I'm sure I'm not helping. Oh, I didn't have faith in my conviction. For shame. I thought they couldn't possibly hold Asia scoring this turn. Under the circumstances. We're going to pop one in Thailand. Got me good. Still. We know a lot what they're holding here. Did we get decol? Please tell me we got decol. Yeah, we got decol. All right. Nice. NORAD is triggered. They've got NATO. We've got Marshall Plan. So there's a reason to headline Marshall Plan. They've got Romanian abdication. We got Korean War. They've got Truman Doctrine and East European unrest. Yeah? Yeah. UN intervention, NATO, Romanian, East European unrest. So UN intervention on NATO looks pretty good for them. We've got Europe's going back in the reshuffle, and we're holding Marshall Plan, which is nice. Nuclear test ban, defectors, and independent Reds. Yeah, Marshall Plan's got to be the play here, with Europe scoring in hand. We're not going to get NORAD bonus, but it makes them forced to UN intervention NATO to hold on. Oh, hello. Well, let's shore up our various regions and try and score Europe domination. Deep breath here. I want to avoid a 5 or a 6, please. If they do trigger NATO, we'll fill the UK, obviously. Just in case they've been dealt special relationship. Oh, that stings. Ooh, it's going to take a lot of ops to clean that up. The straightforward way, I think, now for Asia is just to take the one stab battleground on battlegrounds. We'll get Japan later, but that's rough stuff. Can't be helped. Of course, it's hilarious if I had filled India. They just attack India. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, interesting how the previous turn kind of played that out. If they play influence, I will almost certainly fill Canada as well as the UK on my turn. Because I would love a free NORAD op. Even just to break Korea and give me some breathing space. So they're having a think. I don't know what their other two cards are. They've got UN Intervention, NATO, Romania, Truman, and East European Unrest. East European Unrest is also not playable in their current state. But a one-op coup gets the ball rolling. Oh, and it's a big one for them as well. Very nice. All right, so what do we want to do? What are our priorities? We want to take the UK for special relationship. We want to make sure that they are not ahead in Asia, and we'll pop one in Libya as well. That all looks fine. So we'll be spacing Decol / Korean War and holding the other one, and playing out all our other cards. They are reasonably well established in the Mid-War area, despite not having Decol or using D-Style for the event, right? So they're now in Central America safely. We can get Milops this turn just by cooing Nicaragua. But they're in Central America, and they're in Africa through South Africa coup as well. So it's unorthodox, but they've done what they need to do in the early war to spread their wings. But depending on what they do next, if they redominate Asia, we'll take Indonesia and Libya. Like if they go one territory at a time in Asia, we just want to make sure that they don't dominate. We want to finish the turn by cooing Nicaragua. So that's what we need to do. Stay ahead in Asia, cash Europe, coup Central America, maybe space a card if we've got some headroom. Okay, well, NATO triggering's a bonus. It does give them a lot of ops, though. Okay. Right, so we want to take Libya and push on Saudi. NATO's triggered. Might be holding you an intervention for East Europe. Or CIA if they redealt it. And if this is yet another turn in which we don't get time to take military points, it may yet prove worth it, right? If we can still fill Canada and stay ahead in Asia, use NORAD in the mid-war. In a way, the lack of milots pays for itself later on. Yes. There's only one place that can come from. This is probably going to be walking towards Panama or into Angola. It might be Burma. But now I think we cash... Yeah, now we cash Europe. It's not getting any better or worse. So we can either, with our last two 2-op cards, we can either coup Nicaragua, fill Saudi for domination in the Middle East, or fill Canada, stay ahead in Asia, stay ahead of being dominated in Asia, and take a coup. Or Canada, Asia, and Saudi for domination, no milops. Iran is a vicious Muslim revolution. I think given that they didn't play D-Style for ops, so they did play D-Style for ops. Given they played D-Style for ops, they've put themselves in a really good position, I think. They put themselves in a position to succeed, basically. They got away with not being dominated in Asia. They've avoided CIA for now. They're still holding the shiny card. They're in Africa. They're in Central America. All those things are pretty good going under the circumstances. They're having a good old think. So we know they're holding UN intervention, East European unrest, but we still don't know two other cards. Warsaw Pact is one of them. Overprotecting ahead of East European unrest. All right, I think we do really want NORAD. So we're going to have that. And I guess it doesn't hurt just to pop the other one in. Indonesia. It's good for Southeast Asia scoring. It keeps our nose clean. So it looks like they're going to be playing EU for the ops and to hold you an intervention. But Europe scored. NATO's in effect. Italy's safe. I think we'll space Korean War. Yeah. I think taking Saudi's just too risky with socialist governments, Muslim revolution still to come out. If we fill Saudi and then they Muslim rev us into Iran anyway, we're not putting ourselves in a position to dominate. So we don't necessarily dominate Middle East and get VP there, so it's better to get Milops in Nicaragua, I think. So let's see what they do with this. I imagine Zaire and maybe Burma or Costa Rica to get towards Panama. But we'll space Korean War and hold decol, just so they don't have decol as a potential salt target later on. Okay. I mean, that's all fine. All right, so we'll space Korean War. Okay. So they're holding you in intervention. They may be holding it through the turn, because there's always something in mid-war for them to get rid of. Spacing duck and cover is good too. All right. We will finish the turn by having our coup on Nicaragua. Ugh, not ideal. Africa scoring also not ideal. Pretty rough cards here, actually. I think we have to use ABM Treaty to avoid being missile envied and losing our most powerful card here. And then, of course, if we get a decent coup and they do missile envy us, they don't get a coup. Camp David. Allende, U2, shuttle dip. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Those are our cards. Yeah, I think we have to go ABM here. And of course, if they do something like Central America scoring, oh, Brush War, and Brush War triggers afterwards. Well, I guess we've got to do Zaire. But it's intensely brushable afterwards. It'll be what it'll be. So I expect them just to brush Zaire straight back here. If they go for something else, it suggests they hold a scoring card, like Libya, which means they probably hold Middle East scoring. So if they coup, we are going to get a NORAD op. They're a long way from control in the Middle East. So if they coup Iran successfully, I'm going to drop Africa scoring before it gets much worse. The problem we're going to run into is we have a load of bad cards. We kind of need to be able to space Decol and Quagmire and hold We Will Bury You, or some mix thereof. So if they once more step us, we end up in a really tight spot. And self-Quagmiring while NORAD's in effect is like just miserable. And if we hold one of those cards, we have to play Allende, which is also bad. So this is far from an ideal scenario. So here comes the big card. Okay, 2 ops. Please whiff. Of course not. We will break South Korea. Just to give them something to think about. And then we're going to drop Africa scoring before it gets any worse. Because it's already very bad. Now they've shortened their hand. So I'm assuming they're not holding a combination of Defcon suicide cards. But we will space decall. Yep. Great. We're going to need those VP because Oppo's racking them up. I think next up we're going to have to coup Haiti. This is like pretty rough. Imagine how it would have been if they'd invented D-Style. They'd be in Panama, they'd be in South America, they'd be in Mexico, they'd rule the world. So small mercies, even while it's not feeling particularly merciful. Oh, that's a huge pressure valve. Oh boy, howdy. That was lucky. All right, so what do we want? We want a space Quagmire, I think, because we don't want to... Well, I mean, do we need to use it to self-Quagmire? We don't want it because of NORAD, right? We want a whole We Will Bury You, now we eat our end under the circumstances. And we're headline peaking. That's good for us, I think. Now we definitely want to hold We Will Bury You, because then if they missile envy us, we might be able to put them in a position to end the game poorly. UN's gone, so U2 incidents, all right. I think we want to event Camp David. We want to coup Haiti. Begrudgingly eat Allende. Maybe we'll be lucky and get given Panama Canal or something. We need to play into Mexico ahead of Libthi. But the scoreline is, I mean, it's good for them. And OPEC's worth a few VP to boot. At this point, we're looking to try and bag Southeast Asia. just to, give ourselves some breathing space. But it's not good. It's really not good. Yep. Let's event Camp David. Bag a VP. Threaten Egypt. Sadat's doing the thing. We want the VP for sure. Oh yeah. And we're going to give up a VP playing U2 incident anyway. I think we'll take Mexico and pop one in the Philippines. We'll coup Haiti. No, we don't need to coup Haiti if we're playing into Mexico. Doi. Although doing it AR7 with something like and if it succeeds does mean they won't dominate Central America in the headline. Although now we're peaking, so we've got that in our favor too. That's great for us. Oh yes. You beauty. So we'll go Argentina and South America scored Panama. And then we will take those. Oh, that was nice. That's real nice. Sassy. Right. Have I been paying attention is the question. Let's quickly tot up. 3, 6, 9, 11, 22 discarded cards? Yeah. And 13 removed. Yes. Okay, and we're very U2 Allende. Yep. So Allende repair Argentina. Ooh, eventing Flapper. That's real bad. Oof, you hate to see it. Yeah. I mean, with Brush War gone as well, and Indo-Pakistani War, that's a waste of 4 operations points. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I think we want to save our ops for the last turn. So let's play Allende and take Argentina. Okay, so if they've got CIA, they've got to use the China card. If they've got grain cells, they're spacing it. I guess we want to coup Haiti to finish, or maybe we just want to overprotect Panama and Mexico. So we just go Mexico, Panama, Guatemala. And then with headline peaking, yeah, that's to space, okay. Well done into Cosmos. Then with headline peaking, we might be able to get domination in Mexico, in Central America, or if we can see if they're causing trouble, right? Man, that scoreline is still very red. All right, so Missile Envy can't lose us the game. Yasuri is nice, especially with Nixon. Salt's not ideal under the circumstances with CIA still in the deck. If they play a Defcon dropper weaken event, we will bury you and they lose on Defcon. So headline peaking comes into its own here. But otherwise, I guess we miss LMV. We might get US Japan. We might get Muslim Rev, which is nice for us because we're already in a pretty parlous state in the Middle East. But let's see what they headline first and foremost. And we have got Nixon, Yasuri. One small step. Miss LMV. Panama Portuguese arms race. I mean, hilariously, Portuguese can't be spaced, but Africa's so bad, we're not significantly worse off eventing it, right? Which is kind of garbage. At least Africa scored 369. Yep, we're good. All right. So what are you dropping on me first of all? I think I like missile envy here. Nixon's another option. Okay, so lone gunman. I think we want to missile envy them, right? Because then if we get a card we can coup with, they can't. Yeah, let's missile envy them. It triggers before lone gunman anyway. Well, that's another way we now can't lose out the deck. Only Ortega, so he just won't play into Cuba, is the Defcon card. But they have got a good, healthy lot of points. So what we're hoping for here is something like Muslim Revolution. Something we can have a pretty monster coup on. And I guess we'd have to use it in Zaire to get back on the map. But we might, if we do get a coup, we might be able to sneak through arms race and maybe even Nixon for a couple of EP if these are China cards, something like that. But we want to try and turn that scoreline blue. We want to make sure War Games is out of the equation. Oh, that is, oi, that is magnificent. It's not as good as Muslim Rev, but it's still very strong. Okay, I think it's got to be Zaire. We need to make sure we get access. Colonial Rearguards has gone. Well, we're not getting access. Trivial. Um, so they could play into Nicaragua here to level up Central America before scoring it. But I think we want to score arms race and space we will bury you at this point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's scored, importantly. So do we want to... And I think we just want to event arms race. All right, so we know they're not holding any 4-op cards. They're not holding Muslim Rev. They're not holding US-Japan. They give us a 3-op card. So we can narrow down their hand a little bit based on that. But I think... we want to event Panama Canal returned just to get our access to South America. I mean, Africa is a big question mark. The Middle East, we've got things that can come along and save us. You know, we've got Sadat, but we kind of want to see Muslim Rev next turn before we make any big moves there. And after spacing Wheelberry, holding Muslim Rev through the reshuffle isn't a bad option too. But yeah, I mean, with Lone Gunman gone, we're losing this game via war games, right? We'll have time to redress most of the regions before final scoring. We are more likely to put them under def compression than the other way around. So I feel like we just need to get into Africa at some point. Colonial rearguards being gone is really hard for that. That coup on Zaire really needed to succeed for us to get a foothold. Ooh. Ooh, he's triggered it first as well. Should have put it in. Should have tapped the UK first. De Gaulle's gone. Suez is gone. SocGov can't crack anything. I think we want to. Do we want to go West Germany here, or do we just want to? I think maybe we want to put it in Turkey ahead of Cuban Missile Crisis, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to take notes for debriefing afterwards, and so far that plus eventing flower power plus using D-style for ops have been the three things that I really don't like them having done. Right, where's this going? Coup Guatemala? Burma? Somewhere else? Got the scoreline level though. We've managed to reset the upset apple cart, and now we just need to see if we can press on. The upshot of Salt is that I could go and pull something like ABM Treaty. The downside is it makes Iran realignable, and if they are holding grain sales / CIA or both, and duck and cover, duck and cover's not on the deck. Duck and cover is in the discard pile. Yeah, I mean I'm just maybe I don't sort enough, but I feel as the USA, I don't want to give them one less way to lose the game. Where are you going? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can just get a coup off here. So we will use one small step and we will coup Nicaragua. We dominate again. And now if a coup war ensues, we should be able to stay ahead in Central America, and we could try realigning them out of Cuba. Not that I'm going to rush into Cuba. Okay. Again, I have already couped for the turn, and I have Turkey. So that doesn't make a ton of sense. I guess I event Panama Canal returned here and play into Venezuela and Brazil. So what am I looking to do? Space, we will bury you. I think with these combination of cards, I kind of want to steal the China card. Because I feel like that will put them under hand pressure. 5-year plan, CIA, and grain are all in the deck. And even if that squeezes them and they end up having to play something like Voice of America or Puppet Governments, which gets us into Nigeria, that all works in my favor. So I'm strongly inclined to steal the China card. If and when we see Cultural Revolution gone, there's always the possibility of using Yusuri to jam the Koreas as well. I mean, at the moment, we're not dominated in Asia, but we're not dominating in Asia. Korean War is in the discard pile, so you need to watch out for that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think we're going to steal the China card here. Because that was fine. That didn't feel like it gave them a lot of tempo. Africa scored. Obviously, Africa is not good, but Africa has scored. So next, if they do something I don't feel compelled to respond to immediately, I'll space we will bury you. We also want to take Venezuela and Brazil. Summit, fine. Okay, so I suppose ahead of spacing. No. I want a space because they may put something in the deck I want assault. NASA have been just another class today. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 31. Yep. And 23, 6, 10. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, that's a shame, but they do fail. I think I wanna. Do I want to do something that they? No, I think I want to take Brazil and Venezuela, and if they coup Central America, we can counter coup to finish. So half the world is a disaster, the other half is not a disaster, but there's lots of stuff that can still precipitate disaster in the interim. So we won't count our chickens until they have hatched. If we get grain sales next turn and they don't get Cultural Revolution and they've got CIA, we can probably end the game by squeezing them. But Bear Trap's still in the deck. They can still Bear Trap them. Nuclear Subs is still in the deck, so they can still Nuclear Subs before CIA. They've got plenty of ways of escaping the DEFCON straitjacket. Yep, that's sensible. So I think we finish the turn by covering Vietnam and the Philippines, get the Southeast Asia Grand Slam. Oh no, they've got Burma. We get 2 VP for minutes. You don't need to worry about Africa yet. We're still dominating Central America, and we're headland peaking, and we hold Usuri. That all sounds fine to me. Alliance for Progress is worth 6 VP as well, which is nice. Alas, we got CIA. That's a real shame. But we did get Cultural Revolution, which we could hold through the turn, maybe. We can still shorten their hand if we want. We've got Southeast Asia scoring, which is worth a boatload of points. But I think we want to be grain salesing more often than not. Apart from being dealt CIA, that's pretty much a dream hand. We could event nuclear subs to clean up Africa. But we want to start with grain sales for sure. Let's see. Oh, they played lads. Must remember that. Culture of Sadat. Sadat's nice. Sadat's handy for us, but we'll see about Muslim Rev. Containment nuclear sub CIA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're just grain salesing, but let's see what they headline. Che, Brezhnev. We've got Cultural Revolution, so I'm not sure why I've got 10 cards. Oh, because I used Portuguese Empire Crumbles end of last turn, yeah. They've got 5-year plans, so they can pitch a bad scoring card if that's what they want to do. So I guess we hold Cultural Revolution through the turn here. Oh, Winter's real good. I still think we want a grain sales. Anytime you can shorten hand is a good time. 5-year plan. We want a coup because then they, like, if they flip Mexico, it's a real realign target. Right. We found our way in, and they can't pitch a scoring card with 5-year plan now. So if they go to Mexico, well, to Mexico coup Guatemala is pretty good. But they may want to level up South America. I mean, they should attack Central America because it's an unscored region. But they may not. But we will be spacing socialist government, eventing Sadat, putting CIA back in the deck before the reshuffle. If we can bag Southeast Asia for 6, and if we can get a 4 or 5 VP Alliance for Progress out of them, we're in good shape. So let's see what they do. Oh. For a minute, I was really worried for them. Whew, whew. For a minute, I thought they were going to cure Battleground at DEF CON 2. Oi. All right, so that is good for them in a sense that they could now drop Central America for 0, which they would do well to do immediately. But they should have put 2 into Venezuela, not Colombia, really. I mean, I'm still not perfect at it, but the whole putting it ops into battlegrounds is usually sound. So if they drop Central America for 0, they don't do that. Interestingly, you're going to flip Laos? No, I'm going to flip Africa, which you don't even do because, oh dear. Okay. So what do we want to do here? We want to use containment, and we want to put 2 into Mexico and go back into Nicaragua to dominate. Meaning that they have effectively done nothing, right? They've given us Japan, and we've repaired and advanced our position for 1 fewer op. And now if they flip Lao, they don't dominate Asia. I guess the question is how aggressive we want to be in. Ooh. Oh, this is a gamble. Oh. Oh, well done. I mean, can't argue with results. Well played. Let's just see if we can fade Africa scoring for the time being. For now, we will do Southeast Asia. That was the mother of a gamble, but it paid off for him. We can still event nuclear subs here and have, well, virtually no clean coups. That's the problem. If we want to hold cult rev, space.gov, yeah, we've only got 1 op coups. I think we just have to let Africa lie for now. What are you doing? You don't need to do that. I'm okay. I mean, it clears me out again, but I could just coup Cameroon to get access now. Now there's non-battlegrounds at play. Where's your other realign? Panama at 0? Nicaragua at 0? Argentina at 0. Yeah. Oh, well done. All right, we'll just use CIA to recover Argentina for now. They are dead set on Africa, aren't they? Can't argue with them. But we are 13, 16, like if they did give us Alliance for Progress and we space and they don't coup, or they play Central America scoring, like we're inching up to the VP target. Although Asia's worth 2 VP for them at the moment. I do think that I like, because we're holding Cult Rev to space after the reshuffle, I think I like eventing Yasuri and threatening Koreas. The Koreas. They've got to play all of their cards this turn. Like if we've got kitchen debates, how are we doing? Up 1, up 2, up 3. Oh yeah, I know. So kitchen debates will not trigger because we're down in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. So yeah, Alliance and Space are our only real big scoring options. Libthe's still in the deck, which is also a problem for us. If we fail a space, we could have a second crack. It's annoying putting Cultural Revolution back in the deck. But I guess even holding nuclear subs through the turn, now that CIA's gone, can clean up Africa. But I think what I'd like, in an ideal world, is to successfully space straight off the bat, bag some mill-ops, and get dealt Alliance for Progress to finish the game. Nothing if not greedy. Nothing like what I'd like is a perfect outcome. Wouldn't we all? They're having a good old think. I'm assuming something's got to go to space. Mizumer for ops. I mean, that's quite a good outcome for us. And now that Southeast Asia scored, that doesn't matter too much either. So we will now space socialist governments. Okay. And now we can discard a held card. There's probably more of an incentive to space cult rev? Question mark. Although 5, 6, 7, we can. Yeah, I mean, spacing current means we can hold nuclear subs. And I'm feeling like we need to try and make sure Africa is not quite so desperate. It's going to take a while though. I mean, if they space and succeed, it becomes a moot point because we won't be able to space a second time. Okay. That could have been worse for us. Right, we'll event Sadat. Muslim Rev has gone. Do we want to do that? I think we want to hold nuclear subs. So we'll space cult Rev. Come on, please hit. Oh, NASA, you let us down. You were doing so well, NASA. You were doing so well for so long, and then you failed us. So we will event Sadat and event Yusuri, hold nuclear subs to potentially clean up Asia. If they don't coup, we go to 11. Okay. So first event Sadat. Puppet. If they don't coup, we go to 11. 16 with Alliance for Progress, 18. So not enough to win. Which does mean it's imperative we resolve Africa post-haste. But I think... Oh, I really hope they don't have Arsenal here. Not Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal. How I learned is also a bit annoying. See, the irony for them is now if they've got D-Style, they've missed their prime moment to use it. Doe, and they got coups with it. I think we just want to... We don't want to discard. Well done. And we will finish by eventing Yusuri. That sorts out Asia, and we've got nuclear subs, which we do not want to discard. We did get Alliance for Progress, which is nice. We've got Bear Trap, so we can deny them a coup, which then means we can coup like Africa. So let's see what they headline. We know they've got Central America scoring. They've also got Libthy, which is very nice for them under the circumstances. They've got John Paul, we've got Kitchen Debates. Arab Israel. Brezhnev and Willy for them? Yeah. I don't remember if we saw Comic-Con earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nuclear Subs Alliance Kitchen Area. We got Comic-Con. Shut my mouth. Right, so 1, 2, 1. Did I use Isuri? I did. I'm being an idiot. So I got dealt 5 new cards. Nuclear held Alliance Kitchen Arab Comic Con Bear Trap. And Che. D-Style as a headline. Alliance Bear Trap, Che, Comic Con Kitchen. We got Arab Israel right. So they did get D-Style. They've also got Central, Liberation, How I Learned, John Paul, Brezhnev, and Willie. Because they got those cards. Yeah, that's fine. Then the reshuffle comes, and I was also dealt UN Intervention and Muslim Rev. Alright, I think we're bear trapping them here, aren't we? Because then we also get the... Yeah, we also get the NORAD. That's fine. So we've got... Yeah, our imperative is to coup Nigeria and make sure we have a foothold in Africa. And then enough of the board is enough of a situation that can be managed that we get over the top. Eventing Alliance of Progress gets us 5 VP, not to be sniffed at. So looking to event that. Coup Africa. Space Che, UN Intervention, Muslim Rev. Do some damage in Asia. Oh, Asia hasn't scored, right? Oh no, he dropped Asia. I'm shut my mouth. He dropped Asia last turn. Because I mean, if they flub their first thing, we could take Korea with a NORAD op, go to 3-3, and then take Taiwan to. So yeah, take Taiwan to dominate Asia, and then we're quite close to finishing off the Middle East. I mean, obviously, what do you call it? Oh yeah, D-Style just repairs that. Okay, that's not bad. They do fail, which is unfortunate for them. But we will be having a coup, and we will UN Intervention Muslim because we strictly want to make sure we can. Yeah, we need to make sure we get presence in Nigeria. And then we can tap Korea again. They did well putting special relationship in the trap, though. Next is John Paul. Unless they've got an even worse card. I think we have to attack Haiti / Nicaragua on the basis that we know they've got the scoring card. Like, we can't not let them. We can't let them pitch it for cheap, is what I'm trying to say. They're out. Well done, them. I think we want to cash Alliance of Progress before Liberation Theology. That does mean that they can pitch Central America for 0. Let's see if they miss the opportunity. Because, of course, if we... Yeah, we're at 4 VP plus... Well, we've got the Milops. Let's see what they do. If they Alliance for Progress... If they Liberation Theology, we can respond, of course. But they're going to get... They can get Milops with How I Learned anyway. But I feel like we're... Yeah. Even with Africa the way it is, the corner's been turned now. But yeah, despite some unorthodox card playing, they put us under the cosh for the first half of the game for a very long time. So yeah, like if he just repairs North Korea here, we'll definitely have a crack at Haiti because, like yeah, if we can flip it, we dominate, and then they're like, oh yeah, crap, I gotta do something about that. How close are we to kitchen debates right now? So we're up 2 in the Americas, down 3 in Africa. That's -1. Even so, we're even everywhere except Asia, where they're up by 1 at the moment. So they do fancy it. I think. Are you gonna jam? Oh, that just doesn't feel good. So yeah, we're gonna 2, 3. Let's at this point we just put another one in Korea and put some pressure on there. We are almost certainly not gonna dominate in. If they coup Guatemala, we may not even space Che because they've got no targets, right? Like, oh, Costa Rica, that's not. Well, Costa Rica actually is really bad because then they could set up rear lines on Panama. So I think maybe Che is going to space either way. So, Libthi. They've got Central America, How I Learned, Brezhnev, and Willy. Willy's worth a VP but doesn't break West Germany. So maybe you'll just use Willy to put 2 in North Korea. He will put his Willy in North Korea. If they drop Central America scoring, I think the next we want to space Che for sure. Spacing Che's on the cards. But I think we also want to coup Colombia, don't we? I mean, if we coup Colombia, we could event Che after. We're not in a rush to get off to space. The 4 VP is nice, but it seems greedy. Maybe we want to do that right at the end of the turn, because if AR7 they haven't done Milops, then we can just space for the win. 50-50 is nice. Are we holding nuclear subs again into late war? I feel like there are a lot better late war cards to come. What's he doing with Brezhnev? Gunning for Costa Rica. Where did the other 2 go? North Korea. Fine. All right. So let's think pragmatically. We're not going to hold nuclear subs. We are going to coup Haiti here. Because now they have to respond. So they've got Central, How I Learned, Willy, and 1 other card. If they fill Costa Rica, we do have to coup Colombia. Realignments. It's bold. That's okay. Well, that worked out quite well for them. We are going to space Che. Okay, so now they know they have to take Milops. But they will have to, because unless they've got 5-year plan, they have to coup now, and then we counter coup and we dominate Central America and we win. So I think probably we win either way here. Unless they've got 5-year plan, I think that's the game. Yeah, they should have evented Willy, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's the game, right? I think that's the game. Unless they've got 5-year plan, like I said. So we now need to turn our attention to somewhere else. We will use Comic-Con, and we will 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to take Israel, and if they've got 5-year plan, the game continues, and if they don't, the game is over. That was assuming I'm going to talk like they don't have 5-year plan. And if they don't, that was one of those scenarios where we just needed to keep like ratcheting up. Getting Africa away without being presenceless domination was clutch for us. And then everything else was just like keep our nose ahead in Asia. Yeah, okay. GG's. Uh, I've already forgot the rest. So, um, ah. All right. Well, learning points taken, I hope, and hopefully learning points from me as well. Yep, cool. So I have got a game next Tuesday. ITSL 2025-26, and we are playing Michao B is what's in my phone. It's very helpful. It'll be on YouTube afterwards as ever. I think we're up to 4-3 in this Ritzel season, so that's why I'm saying, like as not, I'm just going to stick in the division I'm in. Not exactly a contender for promotion, and he can't be relegated from the round I'm in. All right, so thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next week or so. But thanks a lot, and goodbye for now.